Stock splits have long been controversial, yet have a long history of being implemented in equity markets. Apple and Tesla being some of the more highlighted recent splits, which have proven to be great moves for the dollar returns to investors. As you can imagine, it did not take long for these largely psychological adjustments to stock value perception to creep into crypto markets. Polkadot in August of 2020 executed one of the most prominent crypto price splits in recent years. This led to a massive increase in Polkadot market cap, ultimately pushing it into top 10 crypto by market cap territory as of today. Developers and other powerful and influential people over at Helium now appear to be considering a 100 to 1 or even a 1,000 to 1 split in HNT. Monumental news for anyone mining, trading, or holding HNT long term. Let's take a look at some of the pros of a split like this, the cons, and why it matters in today's video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Extremely exciting news for you guys today. Huge news that could change the price of HNT from, let's say, $20 where it is today to 20 cents or to 2 cents overnight. There are just development talks as of right now, which we will go through, but let's take a look at this chart. In today's video, let me just add, we will go through what exactly would happen with a 100 to 1 split, a 1,000 to 1 split. We would also talk about some of the benefits, some of the cons, and ultimately why we should care, why it matters. But looking at this chart right now, we can see that we have retreated from our all-time highs above $26, and we came hurtling down and we wicked right onto this support line that I had here that I drew in the last video when we were right around here. And I said I would not be surprised if we came and tested this level, which it looks like we have. This historically, this level here, you can see has been a strong resistance and support line in the past, and I would expect it to remain that way. You can see we wicked it here, we've wicked it here, there was a lot of resistance here. We've wicked it here. So this is a huge, important zone or line for Helium. I'm going to expect us to hang out around here, maybe test below it. We'll see if it holds or if we can maintain our levels above here. If we do maintain the levels above here, I think we're good. If we do end up going down here and staying down here for an extended period of time, we could lose the momentum here on this upswing and retreat back to this zone. Anything can happen, but this is a key level I would be looking out at. It is right around the high around $19.80 is a very important level. Now, let's look here at the Discord, Helium Improvement Protocol Discord. If we go up here, about last week, I've been tracking this conversation because it is huge news, but ultimately we see here that there has been talks from the developers regarding a split in HNT. This initial split they are talking about here is a 100 to 1 split, is what was originally proposed on the 17th. And they reference the Polkadot split, which was a historic split for cryptos. Obviously, we know now, if we're looking here at Polkadot, it is the number 9th ranked largest crypto by market cap. It has outperformed extraordinarily over the past year since that split. So they are referencing it here, which makes total sense. There is this Polkadot wiki documentation here. I will link this in the description below. You can take a look. It outlines their reasoning for it, the exact metrics of how it worked, the origins, the vote that they took. You can see here that there was an 86% vote for this 100 to 1 split, which is extraordinary, what it means for the community, what it means for the builder tools. So they outlined really everything, how it worked, and it proved to be extremely successful. You can see here that James has outlined that the 100 to 1 split was a 4x market cap increase within a few weeks and a 10x increase in the following months. That is extraordinarily huge performance for Polkadot, and there's a lot to do with the psychology behind these splits. That is why stocks do them. That is why cryptos now are talking about doing them. They're simply more attractive when there is a coin that is 20 cents rather than $20. It is intriguing to investors, to retail investors, all kinds of investors. It makes it more attractive. You'd rather own, just like the fundamentals are the exact same on the back end. However, owning 100,000 coins or shares of a stock is more attractive than owning 100. just mentally psychology in humans' brains. That is just how it works. That is why stock splits work and why they are famous, and people continue to do them. And companies, huge companies like Apple and Microsoft, spend crazy amounts of money and effort and resources to implement these sorts of splits on exchanges in the equity markets. I'm going to touch on a few things in this Discord that are extremely interesting. First of all, this is the announcement of the 100-to-1 split, which is awesome. And they're on People Go discussing the different pros and cons and trying to compare it to different things and to understand it. Because if you're not familiar with splits, it could be a little bit confusing. We will talk about exactly how it works very shortly. But then if we continue down, we'll get to this point here. So on the 24th, just a few days ago, earlier this week, you can see James provides an update, and they are now the most interesting thing, honestly, about this whole message here is, I'm going to read this quickly. The discussion about the split stemmed from a group much larger than myself and includes individuals from multiple stakeholder groups. That is the most interesting part about this entire thread. Of course, now he's talking about, rather than a 100-to-1 split, which they don't think would be enough, they're talking about a 1,000-to-1 split in the HNT price, which is extraordinary. But like I said, the most interesting part here is that it includes individuals from multiple stakeholder groups. Guys, this means they are talking with people, venture capital firms that have funded these projects, that have funded Helium. They're talking about angel investors that have invested in Helium at extremely early stages and have power and influence on the network. And they want to see this split because they know it will drive the price higher. They know that it will accelerate the increase in market cap of Helium far greater than it can without splitting. That is why they do this. That is why companies do this. That is why this larger group is now talking about a 1,000-to-1 redenomination rather than 100-to-1. It is very important to know that these guys know what they're doing. They know how to make money, and they are doing this for good reason. There's going to be a lot of development effort and resources put to a split like this, and they know that it'll be worthwhile because of the psychological impact of a split like this. So basically, apart from that thread, I tried to sum up everything that people were talking about, the pros, the cons, what exactly will happen and why it matters in these short few slides that I will go through right now. So what would happen exactly? Of course, we saw that there was a proposed 100-to-1 split and a 1,000-to-1 split. In a 100-to-1 split, 100 HNT in your HNT wallet will turn into 10,000 HNT overnight at the time of the split. If you're mining and you're currently mining 10 HNT per month, that will turn into mining 1,000 HNT per month. You have to remember these units are changing, but the dollar values remain the same. That is the psychological impact of this. You are earning more HNT, but the HNT is priced lower. So the price of $20 HNT will turn into 20 cents at the time of the split for a 100-to-1 split. Whatever the price is, divided by 100, that is the new price. This can literally send HNT into the pennies depending on the timing. And if it's a 1,000-to-1 split, it will almost certainly put the price of one HNT into the pennies. In a 1,000-to-1 split, if you have 100 HNT in your wallet, it will immediately turn into 10,000 HNT overnight. If you are mining 10 HNT per month, that will turn into mining 10,000 HNT per month. Those HNTs, if the price was $20 at the time of the split, each HNT will now be worth 2 cents. Some of the benefits of this split, the psychological effect of the split, whether it's 100-to-1 or 1,000-to-1, will have on crypto market participants will likely drive the price of HNT higher. That is why these groups that James are referring to want to see this split. They know that it will drive the price higher at a faster rate than if there was no split. The market cap will increase at a greater rate. They know this. That is why they want it. This benefits people who have an interest in HNT increasing in value and in price and in market cap. Now, it makes the price appear more attractive and more accessible to market participants. For example, this is just psychological. You can own 100,000 coins rather than 10. Fundamentally, there is no difference. There is no difference. But it will make certain investors more attracted to the coin. It avoids having the system running on smaller and smaller units, as James mentioned in the Discord. It helps alleviate some of the concern around unit bias for miners. You can see in several YouTube videos, people are complaining about making only a few HNT per day or only 10 or 20 HNT per month. This will take that and you will start earning hundreds and thousands of HNT per month. Now, again, it makes no difference from a dollar perspective or a fundamental value perspective on Helium and the project and the network, but it makes people feel better about themselves. It's all mental. That is why this stuff works. It is psychological, but it will at least alleviate these concerns about people complaining about making only a few HNT per day or per month. Even though the money is going to be the same, the value will be the same at the time of the split, you will at least be earning, you'll feel like you're earning more because you're earning thousands or hundreds per month. Total coin cap is still maintained, so the huge benefits of the Helium network that were implemented in HIP 20, like the coin cap, that will be maintained. The halving is still going to be maintained. Again, the halving that took place August 1st is totally different than the splitting. I can talk about that in another video, but that is talking about the amount, having the amount of HNT that is rewarded per time period is halving. This is totally different from that. Of course, and one of the last benefits is there is a huge market, a huge amount of investors looking for sub-dollar cryptos. Dogecoin is probably the best example of this. Some of the cons of the splitting, just to get back to that quickly, Dodge is probably the best example of that, and we've seen how that has performed over the course of the year. People just, there is a market, there is huge speculation around those coins that are sub $1, and we've seen how they've performed, Dodge being the best example. Some of the cons of the splitting, honestly, as if you haven't noticed from this video or from the intro and what we've gone through already, I am a huge proponent of this splitting. I think they are huge psychological tools that work in the benefit of the people implementing them. And we've seen in equity markets and in crypto markets how they have performed. So I struggle to find some cons, but I've listed some that were in the Discord, and I've just tried to put any that are just general ones as well. Some market participants consider splits like these to be money grabs and red flags or gimmicks. I don't understand that. Yeah, they are. I guess they are technically money grabs because people know that they will benefit from them, but they work, and they aren't manipulating the actual network. They aren't deceiving anyone. They just psychologically impact investors in a different way, which drives more value creation for the stock or for the crypto. Development hurdles regarding data credits and backend development need to be addressed. Of course, that is a huge, that is one of the biggest, I wouldn't call it a con, but a hurdle. That would have to happen. It will cost a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of developmental resources. I guess that ties along with huge development efforts and funding needed to make this happen. And there'll probably be increased volatility if you have a 5-cent HNT rather than a $50 HNT. But that is fine. That's normal. Some people might look at that. Some people look at volatility as risk, but I wouldn't be concerned. But some people would put that in the con category. Why it matters, and really it's just money. The developers, owners, this should say founders of Helium, are interested in making as much money as possible. I mean, despite what people want to say, that is why people do things in life. They are looking to be successful, to make money, to build a network, and that's just what they're doing. And they know a split like this could increase the market cap of HNT tremendously and accelerate that growth tremendously. If HNT were a top 50 coin, this is just sort of a hypothetical situation, but I think it's good to think about. If HNT were to be a top 50 coin by market cap, continue its progress and success as it has been over the course of the year, and be under $1, it is very likely to outperform its peers simply based on psychology of market participants. I think it's hard to argue that. It's just a fact. People will find value in something that's 50 cents, especially with the success and the development that's been going on with Helium. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are about all of this. Let me know what you think. If you like this, you don't like this, if you think it'll ever happen, if you don't think it'll happen. I saw something in the Discord about it maybe happening January 1st to make things easy. Let me know what you guys think. This could really add incredible value to this network. I personally am an advocate for this. If my vote would be if I had a vote in this implementation of this, I would of course vote yes. Honestly, I would go for the 1,000 to 1 split. There are a few reasons why the 1,000 to 1 makes more sense than the 100 to 1. One being that ideally there wouldn't have to be another split if as the network grows so much. At least you wouldn't have to do another split. So I would be an advocate of a 1,000 to 1 split. What do you guys think? Do you like this? Do you think it's gimmicky? Do you think does it raise any red flags for you guys? Just let me know. Let me know your thoughts. If you would like to go back to mining a few thousand HNT per month, or you're fine the way it is, let me know your thoughts. If you found this information interesting, helpful, like, comment, subscribe, please. I would really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, spreads the word. But just like that, this video is over, and I will see you next time. And also Adam, valiant effort.